Hey everybody, Michelle here, Coastal Candle Corner. I've been remiss, the best laid plans as it were, but strep and flu kind of got in the way, and that's waylaid me from creating a video in quite some time. Um, the last video I created was my first batch of empties for January, and then I never got around to filming anything else. I did go out of town for work for a few days, and then everybody got sick. So, one of the hazards of winter, I guess. But with that being said, I kind of wanted to dive into the second batch of empties I have for the month. Originally I planned to do a weekly video, but since that didn't happen, it's going to be two empty videos for January. And again, to keep myself honest, it is February 4th when I am posting this. Um, I've already started burning through a couple candles for February, so hopefully I'll be able to get back on track for February and start recording now that it's kind of getting warmer, and hopefully people aren't going to be as sick. I still have Christmas decorations up, so basically I'm a hot mess right now. I've started taking down my Christmas decorations, but I don't know. Raise your hand if you're one of the guilty party as well. I know that I can't be the only one that keeps their Christmas decorations up embarrassingly late, but it's pretty bad. We had the Santa Claus. I came back from my work trip on January 24th, and my husband still had not taken down the Santa Claus and baby Jesus in the front yard. So, yeah. My neighbors probably love us, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I have 13 more candles that I burned through in January. I can't remember exactly how many I had in that first video, but quite a fair few. I want to say it was 10. If I recall, in a week I've emptied. So 13 for the remainder of the month. Again, I did travel a little bit. So I didn't burn as much. My family does not burn while I'm gone. I think they take a vacation from candles when mommy's out of the house, which, can't blame them for. And plus, I'd probably be really mad if they finished one of my candles and I didn't get to enjoy it. So, all right. So to kick things off, it's probably my favorite Goose Creek candle of all time. At least the one that is the most comforting to me. I burn it all the time. It's time to relax and get ready for bed candle. And that's Warm and Welcome. This one is vanilla cashmere, marshmallow cream, vanilla orchid, white mocha, and creamy woods. Now that's quite a mouthful, and to be honest, I have never actually parsed this candle for the individual scent notes. It's the medley for me. It's like a hug. I love it so much. It throws so well in my bedroom. I mean, I've never burned it downstairs. It's possible it might get lost in my open concept, but I've only ever burned it in my bedroom because to me, this is the relaxing, soothing, your home vibe. And I love it. So I couldn't recommend it more. And I'm sure there are people who don't like it, but I think that the people who like it really, really do. And I love this one so much. Plus, I love the label. I have black cats. I've got two, well, they're not completely black cats. I've got two tuxedo cats. And I love fuzzy blankets. So basically, the only way to make this label more perfect is if there was a book somewhere on it. Candle, book, coffee, tea, what have you. Perfect. Love it. Um, so that was my first, and I will give you a teaser. You'll be seeing this a lot in my empties because I do burn through a lot of them. I burn it for at least 2 to 3 hours every day. This candle, and I always have like 5 or 6 backups on hand just in case I decide to get rid of it, which will make me cry because I haven't found one that I love as much anywhere else. So, all right, so going right into another Goose Creek. I have several Goose Creeks in Bath and Body Works, Homeworx, one Kringle, and one Keystone. I think Goose Creek wins with 5 empties. Yeah. So anyway, going into another one, I've got hot cocoa and peppermint. Another Goose Creek. This one's another great one as well. This one does not have the scent notes on the bottom, but it's chocolate, peppermint, and cream. This one's a great one. Great throw. This one did burn a little dirty for me. Um, for whatever reason. It was not a super clean burn. Now, I don't know whether this is a contributing factor, but this one was actually a holdover from last year. I didn't finish it last year, so I packed it away and then relit it this season. My kids, well, my oldest kid loves this candle. My second does not. She hates all things chocolate and peppermint. She also hates french fries. Weird, right? I don't know where she came from. So Again, great throw. Really, really great. If you love a chocolate peppermint candle, you'll probably love this one. I really have no complaints about this other than the way this burned for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but I won't hold it against it. And I think I have like 2 backups of this, I believe, um, upstairs. I've been trying to pare down my candle collection because it's kind of gotten out of hand. So I have this rule. This is kind of an aside. I have this rule for 2025 that I'm only allowed to replace 50% of the candles that I burn. Because before, I was burning them way slower than I was acquiring them, and that I'm out of space. I'm out of space and then some. So that's my rule. And so far, I've been really good about it. I've only bought, I think, 8 candles so far this year, and I've burned through 2023. So I actually have a couple that I can still get. And I'm actually waiting for peach rings to be released by Goose Creek. I love that peach ring candle. It's so good. And then I'm also kind of curious about the Kringle Reserve floral lineup. I'm not a huge fan of florals, to be honest. But there's the Midnight Dahlia one, I think, that intrigued me. So we'll see. All right. The next one is Sweet Pine and Snowflakes. I love that label. It's so pretty. This one is sweet pine trees, soft cotton, sugared citrus, and sparkling vanilla. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't love cotton scents generally. Um, they they can give me a headache. I know there's a lot of people that also say the same thing. I don't love them. I also do not love the combination of tree and vanilla. I know that that's a super common, super popular combination. I don't love it. Um, I'm not really sure why, but my nose just like the vanilla. I think there was a vanilla balsam Goose Creek candle. I gifted that immediately. Hated it. Awful. My nose just. Ugh. Um, Now with that being said, I did not hate this particular candle. Now I did not love it. And it most likely will not be one that I repurchase. Um, But I did burn it in my bathroom, and for whatever reason, I did like it as a bathroom scent. It was relaxing. I burned it like, taking a bath or just getting ready in the morning or whatever. I did not hate it the way I expected to. I'm not entirely sure why I bought it. I probably just saw sweet pine and snowflakes. I was like, ooh, that sounds nice. Not really sure how snowflakes factor into this, unless the vanilla is supposed to be the snowflakey component. Um, I don't smell citrus really. Definitely the pine trees, definitely the cotton. I think those are the primary components here. Um, Again, if you love a nice, clean, fresh scent, and you do like the cotton and the vanilla balsam, vanilla pine scent, you will love this. It was a great thrower. And if this was a kind of scent that I gravitated to, I'm sure I would love it. It's just not my thing, really. Um, so glad I tried it though, and I actually think I might have bought 2 of these, so I might be enjoying this later. Um, or gifting it. We'll see. All right, so the next one I have is Sage Reef. Little squirrel, cute. This one also does not have the scent notes on it. I purchased this last year. Goose Creek just only recently started adding the scent notes to it. This is another like tree scent with some sage in it. I mean, I really liked this. I burned this also in the bathroom. I think I burned it a little bit downstairs, but this was a great thrower. I do have a couple backups of this. It's like a tree scent with a spin. Some tree and some herbal. The sage, herbs, stuff like that. I very much liked it. I really did. And I would definitely repurchase this. Again, great throw. A little bit warmer than your traditional tree scent, which can be kind of on the cool side. I definitely felt more warmth and more hominess, I guess, from this candle as opposed to strictly just being outside. So I highly recommend this one. This one also burned a little bit funky, just like for whatever reason, I don't know. Occasionally I'll get these one wick that like will stay lit for a ridiculously long period of time. I'm not really entirely sure why or how that happens. It was on a flat surface, so anyway. that's neither here nor there. But I really enjoyed that candle as well. And the last Goose Creek candle I loved. That one is Winter Splendor. I think I actually might have picked this one up from Walmart. This one also does not have any scent notes on it, but there are the scent notes written on the front of the label, and that is cedar, cinnamon, and firewood. Um, this one's a really great scent. Definitely get the firewood, definitely the cinnamon. There's a little bit of sweetness in there too that I can't quite put my finger on, but the cedar. So you have to like cedar scents to like this. I will say that there definitely is a cedar component to it that you can't escape. So if you do not like cedar scents, which again, cedar can be very strong. It's not really like the cypress or the lighter tree scents. Cedar is cedar. It is not. You can't really escape it. So you gotta. It's like patchouli. You gotta be sure you like it before you buy a scent with it, and otherwise you might, go running. But this was a great thrower. I had this in our library. Um, it's not really a library, but it's the room with the fireplace and the Christmas tree. We have bookshelves in there. We side note, like we were a military family. My husband's a reservist now, but when we moved, like the movers would always complain because we had so many books. They'd be like, "What do you need all these books for?" Which is fair because they're ridiculously heavy and annoying. And yeah. I mean, we've done like self moves before, and it is a pain to cart those books everywhere. So, but yeah, we can't seem to pair them. Books are like candles for me. I cannot get rid of them. I have a problem, but whatever. But this one was great in that room. Like very, very warm, inviting, perfect combination, perfect scent combo with the Christmas tree. We always have live Christmas trees. A great little firewood component. Just really warm and lovely. I really did like this one. And again, it threw really well. I do have an open concept downstairs and you could smell it throughout. Great. Great, great though. All right, moving right along to the Bath and Body Works candles I burned through. The first one was Christmas Cabin. Look what happened there. So, this one was a little frustrating. As you can see, the label melted. The wicks, for whatever reason, the wick clips just were not great in this one. They started moving, and I did not notice it right away. Until I glanced over there and saw that it had melted. So the heat was too close to that side of the glass. Hence that. So anyway, the scent notes on this one were spiced clove, crackling fireplace, and cozy cabin. Now, this scent was good. And I probably would have loved it more than I did if I had not previously burned Cozy Christmas by Kringle. Cozy Christmas is very similar to Christmas Cabin, but much more sophisticated. You get more of the citrus. You get the citrus component, a little bit more of the spice, and I do love the citrus component. I really did, and this just fell short for me. Not to say I didn't like it. It was a good thrower. I'd give it maybe like a 7. Not a powerhouse. But it just fell short in comparison to Kringle's Cozy Christmas. Um, I would recommend this one. Obviously, it's a much lower price point. If you can get it on sale, it's going to be like half the price. But it just was not as nuanced as Cozy Christmas was, and I just loved the depth of that candle so much that a lot of and it's kind of frustrating because I love fireplace, woody, smoky scents, and that candle, Cozy Christmas, kind of ruined all the other ones for me. Um, it just, I mean, Holiday Embers by Goose Creek, I do like that one as well. But again, I don't know that I'm going to love it as much going forward just because I love that Cozy Christmas candle so much. But that's not to knock this one. This one's good. And I could definitely, it's a good layering candle for sure. I mean, any like spice, Christmas tree. I mean, firewood is a great complementary scent for a lot of Christmas scents. I just feel like adding that little bit of hearth smell can really add a lot of dynamic to your scent profile in your home. So, I would still recommend that one, but I recommend Cozy Christmas more. All right. Moving right along, the next one I had is another Bath and Body Works candle, and that is Tree Farm. This one is crisp pine needle, warm cedar, spiced apple. Um, and this one I did not like. The tree was too astringent for me. It was like cleaner. I did not care for it. Under the Christmas tree, I like that one from Bath and Body Works. Like your traditional balsam firs. I mean, every candle company has something called balsam fir, and that's always kind of a safe bet whenever I buy a candle from really any company. You really can't go wrong with a balsam fir. This one I did not care for. Again, it was like a really nice, high quality cleaner, but it was not what I would want my home to smell like. Um, from a candle. It was not what I wanted. The throw was okay. I did not really have any issues with the throw. The burn was relatively clean, but again, look at this. The wicks are so close to the edge. Now these did not travel. They were like this. This is where, like, so I kept a close eye on this candle when I burned it. Um, and I mean, if it had had a wrapper like Christmas Cabin, I would not have been surprised if it melted. Um, yeah, I don't really know what happened there, but those wicks were just so weirdly placed. Um, a little bit concerning. You definitely That's why you want to monitor your candles when they get burned, because that could end badly. Um, all right, my next one here is strawberry snowflakes. Um, that label, that label though, it's beautiful, 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 beautiful. This one is juicy strawberry, whipped cream, and iced bergamot. I definitely get all of the scent notes in there. This one actually burned quite well. A little bit of soot from the burn, but the wicks were appropriately placed. The wax did not get dirty. All around a clean burn. Now, I did really like this candle, but this is not a winter candle. You can call it strawberry snowflakes all you want. Throwing the word snowflake in there does not make it a winter candle. I mean, this is great if you want a reason to burn a strawberry scented candle in winter, but it is not. There's nothing about this that makes it a winter, Christmas, anything candle. Um, and I'm a seasonal burner. So I'm not really sure why I got this. And I would burn this in like the spring, but it is not, for me, it's not a winter candle. I mean, even the scent notes, there really isn't anything that would indicate winter except for the fact that they call it iced bergamot. So I guess throwing the word iced in there, I don't know. Um, but again, it was a good candle. It threw really well. Very, very, very sweet strawberry. Very, very sweet strawberry. So you need to like a sugary candle, to like this one. It's definitely not in any way tart. There's nothing that really offsets that sweetness. It is very sweet. I mean, the bergamot, you get a little bit of citrus, but it is not tempering that sweetness of the strawberry. It is very, 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 very sweet. Which is usually not my thing. Again, I did enjoy this, and if I hid this in like a candle holder, I would burn this in spring. Um, that it's such a shame though. I mean, this label is gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful. I would save this jar just for the sake of saving it. I mean, the pink and the gold, beautiful. I mean, the jar design is fantastic. I mean, truthfully, I probably would have bought it for the jar alone, which in a way I kind of did. Um, but yeah, I would recommend that if you like something fruity in winter. Go ahead and burn this. Again, just not for me in winter specifically. But it was a very good candle, and I would recommend it. So my last Bath and Body Works one is Marshmallow Fireside. Um, this one is toasted marshmallows, smoldering woods, fire roasted vanilla, crystallized amber. I did really like this one. But again, I do like the combination of I like s'mores, right? I mean, I like the s'more scent, the firewood, the marshmallow. Again, this was a really sweet scent. But the firewood did temper it very well. I had this burning in a bedroom, not in an open concept, so I can't vouch for how well it would perform in an open concept. With that being said, it did travel very well, in my bedroom, and it definitely had a very warm, wonderful note to it. Um, I would imagine I've seen people compare this to Kringle's Warm and Toasty. Now I do have that candle and I have not tried it. I did sniff it on cold sniff and I didn't love it. I'm not really sure. There's like a weird component to it that I'm hoping kind of goes away when I burn it, but I've been kind of scared to burn it, so I haven't. I do like this one. Um, one thing that always kind of worries me about like firewood and like sugar scents is I always kind of a burnt component sometimes, and I know that sounds silly, like it's a firewood candle, maybe it'll burnt. I don't, but sugar, creamy. Sometimes you get this like sour mixed with burnt note. Um, like for example, there's some notes that just for my nose like don't translate well. Butter is one of them. I very rarely find a candle with butter as a scent note that I like, and I'm not sure why that is. But it comes across very odd to my nose, and I don't care for it. So generally with like a sweet, creamy, like as soon as you say the word cream, I start to kind of get a little worried. Um, with that being said, though, I really didn't have any issues with this candle at all. There was no sour, burnt, or any kind of odd, off putting scent to it that ruined it for me. I did very much enjoy it. And I would definitely get it again. I can't remember if I have a backup of this or not, but if not, I would absolutely get another one. All right, so moving right along, let's go with a dud, shall we? Duds are fun sometimes. So I finished this Homeworx candle that I got at TJ Maxx, and this one is citrus and spruce. The scent notes on this were fresh pine, orange citrus, vetiver, and oak moss. But in reality, there should have been no fragrance notes listed because this smelled like nothing. I was a little worried that that would be the case when I got it home from TJ Maxx. For whatever reason, when you like try clothes on in the store and they like look really good and then you get them home and you're like, are the mirrors the store haunted because this looked totally different to me in the store than it does at home? Anyway, I smelled it in the store. I smelled something, brought it home, smelled less, lit it, smelled even less. Um, it was nothing. I can't even comment on anything because it smelled like nothing. So, if you would like a beautifully lit label and nothing else, go ahead and get yourself a citrus and spruce. If you're expecting and wanting to enjoy a combination of tree and citrus, which I love that combination, do not get this because there is absolutely nothing that I could detect in this. And again, like I mean, this was poured in April of 24, so 10 months of like curing. I feel like if there was no scent after that period of time, there was probably never going to be. I don't know. Again, maybe it was a dud, and it was just one of those one-offs where for whatever reason this one just did not get the proper attention in the oil department. Not sure, but this one was a no-go for me for sure. The other Homeworx candle I burned was Winter's Eve. And this one is snowy cypress, fir needles, iced birchwood, and smoky embers. This was a much more enjoyable experience for me. Again, I burned this in the fireplace tree room. Um, it was not a powerhouse thrower, but the scent was beautiful. I very much loved it, and it was a perfect complement again for that room with the Christmas tree and the fireplace, and just the general Christmas vibe. I did end up buying two of these. I got these at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. Uh, Home Goods. I got two of these at Home Goods, and I very much like the scent on cold, and it did not disappoint scent wise when burned. The only thing I would complain about with this candle is I would have liked the throw to be a little stronger. Again, it was a decent throw, probably like a 7, maybe a 6.5, particularly in that first burn. For whatever reason, Homeworx candles for me, that first burn just I usually don't get a whole lot out of it compared to later burns, which is why I kind of stuck around with this candle, the citrus and spruce, to see if it would perk up, but it did not. This one did. The first burn was not very strong. I mean, I could still smell it, so I didn't have to be hovering over it, but with subsequent burns, it did get better. I would have liked for it to be a little punchier, but all in all, I don't regret getting it at all, and I will very much look forward to burning my second one next year. So I would overall recommend this one for sure. Especially if you have, if you to complement other tree scents, firewood scents, things of that nature. I think this is a great one, and it's a good. I don't want to say generic because that sounds bad, but it's a good background candle. If it's a good background candle, especially if you like to have multiple candles going, you have a lot of scents going on in your house. This one's a good blender. It'll blend with a lot of different stuff. So definitely recommend that one. All right. I'm actually doing pretty good on time, all things considered. So I've got 2 candles left, and I'll go with the Keystone first. So I have, this one's big. The Keystone balsam fir. So this is a staple. So I usually always have a couple of these balsam firs on hand. Now I will say Keystone candles can be kind of hit or miss in the throw department. To be honest, I started purchasing them before I was really into candles. Um, but I loved the look of these jars. Like they're just so warm, and just I would always have one like on the stove lit. And just like the ambiance of this candle, I just loved it so much. But over time, I've learned, which candles are great throwers and which ones not so much. So this one, balsam fir, I've had very good luck with. Now, I will say one thing about the Keystone sometimes is you do get those traveling wicks. Like you can see, so it's a 3-wick candle, and they're all kind of consolidated in that area. Now, as you can see, I burned this all the way down, again, with proper supervision. Um, and I will have this happen from time to time where the wicks do travel and I will try to scooch them over. This didn't happen until the very last burn, like at the very end. And as you can see, there's like no wax left. I ended up having to burn it out because for whatever reason, the wicks just did not want to kick it. Um, but this balsam fir, and they do have it in a bunch of different sizes. So they have this size, and then they have like your standard, I don't remember how many ounces, but the same as like your Yankee Candle single wicks or your country candles, that size jar. They have those as well. And you do get a little bit more consistency with those, but I love these vessels. I don't know. It's sentimental for me because it was like I used to get them as gifts from my mother-in-law, and it's just, I don't know. It's sometimes you get something not because it's the best thing ever, but just because it makes you feel the best ever. It's just warm and cozy, and it just reminds you of, good times. So that's what these are for me. But if you're looking for a more consistent burn, maybe go for the country candle style type jar, which they do have on their website. But this one is a great thrower. I love this one. I have had some that not so much. But balsam fir is always a good go-to. Another one that I love that I did not burn it this year for whatever reason. They make a cinnamon balsam one. So good. I love that one. Another great thrower as well. All right, last but not least is my Kringle candle, and that is cozy and warm. The scent notes on this are fresh brewed coffee, foamed milk, cinnamon, vanilla, sweet cream, heliotrope, and musk. I don't even know what heliotrope is. I should probably look that up before I embarrass myself. Anyway, this one was, oh, this came off. I loved this one. It is everything it promises to be. It is a sweet, creamy, fresh coffee. And it literally, so I mean, the last burn it got really, really sooty, but this happened at the very end. So I wouldn't hold it against it. But generally, it was a pretty clean burn. It threw great. I know I read some reviews on Facebook that said it didn't throw very well for them. This threw I would say probably an 8 for me. In my open concept, I really had no complaints with the throw. Um, I need to get a backup of this because I loved it. I really, really did. Um, it's everything it promised it would be. It really delivered. I mean, there's candles that, you read the scent notes and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to love this." And they just don't live up to what they should be based upon the scent notes. This did. I had no complaints about this candle at all, other than the fact that I only have one. I really need to get another one of these, because you can burn coffee year round, and I do. So I should definitely pick up another one. I think they're still having the BOGO buy one get one 50% off, and I should totally jump on that. But again, I'm holding out for the release on Thursday because I think I want to get that Midnight Dahlia, and when I do, I will probably pick up another one of these. Anyway, all right. So that is 13 candles that I burned through in January, the second half of January. So that would make a total, and I do recall now, I did have 10 in that first video. So 23 candles in January, um, which again is a little bit less than I typically burn, which I know sounds crazy because, my coworkers, whenever I show them a picture of the candles I went through, they're like, "No, you have a problem." And I'm like, "Yes, but it's a great problem." Um, I, um, I typically burn like I average like a candle a day. Um, just because I do have an open concept, and usually I will have two, maybe three candles burning at a time during the day, and then in the evening I'll usually light a fourth upstairs, like in either my the master bath or the master bedroom, just to kind of unwind for the day. I'll be upstairs, I'll be folding laundry, and then of course once I'm ready to get ready for bed, read a book, watch reruns of Psych or The Office, that's when Warm and Welcome comes into play. And that one always gets lit. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I will hopefully get back on track with my videos and my empties, because as you can see, these empties have been stocked up, like, stacking for quite some time, and my family hated it, which is fair because I have a little corner of the kitchen where all my empties are, and I tell them, "Don't touch it!" because I haven't recorded my empties video yet. And then they give me a look. So all that to say, thank you so much for sitting with me today, and I hope to be back soon. Bye.